Okay, we are with the director and founder of Monterey Glassworks, Nathan Sambar.
Hi.
Uh, Welcome. My name is Clifford Everly, and as you know from the other videos that are on this streaming reel. So Nathan, I wanted to ask you first off, when did you first start glass blowing?
I started blowing glass first. I started fighting the opportunity to blow glass first when I was pretty young. I think I could have started doing this when I was about early teens, maybe a little, yeah, about early teens. And I kept saying no, and I kept saying no, and I kept saying no, and I would try it, and I would touch it, and I would try it, and I would say no, that that's an old man thing, or that's my dad's thing, or I'm not creative enough for that. And then I tried it. And that was about my senior year of high school, 2011 or 12, during the summertime. But I put it off. I used it as a to justify the fact that no, sure, I'll take the class, I'll learn, I'll do the stuff, and I tried it all, and then I said, great, now I've tried it. This is I don't sculpt. I need a problem to solve. I'm a designer. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't quite me. In the end, I found myself working in the design studio a lot and going back to the hot shop to get my hands moving because I was bored. So once I found like stepped away from it a little bit and found I didn't have to live across the street from it, I didn't have to grow up with it or watch somebody else do it all the time. I was pretty familiar and I really liked it a lot. And now it's the medium I use for my design solutions. And it's been about 12 years that I've been blowing glass
So where did your father blow glass then?
now. He blew glass at Bucks County Community College. We lived
Oh, okay.
in Colonial Commons across the street. And I would walk the dog there for years, watching him blow glass, watching Carl blow glass, and kind of be ready and itching to go on to the next part of the walk, go into the park, go to Tyler Park, go to the lake, go to the river. But in the end, it was a place that after a little bit of design school, I find myself back in taking a class of my own and learning and watching glassblowers do it themselves. And I kind of caught the bug, but it was to me great. So this plays into designing, and I can use my hands as part of design. So set in stone, I'm going to go to industrial design school. Carl had an industrial design background, and that stuck with me a lot. That he's a glass blower, but he's got this background that I'm like striving after, and how I can use that, and how does that speak to the glass and the material. Uh, so it was pretty much like, how is this class going to last for me, and will I do anything with it afterwards? And I wasn't sure, but I got into it and I caught up to it then. It's a loaded one. That one, back and forth because I wanted to, I don't know why. I didn't want to do it. And now here I am, like addicted to it. And it was my outlet in other situations in the end.
Right. So from that first, well, from those initial classes and then later, do you think your approach to glass and your work has changed over the years, or do you still kind of approach it the same?
Uh, Absolutely. Once I became, it took a while, and I don't know how long it would take for anybody else, but I reached this certain point where something, I wouldn't even say something clicked because I never have the click. I'm always learning something. But I got to this point where I understood the material enough to use it as a tool instead of have to prep for all this time that, okay, this is what I want to practice today. This is how long it takes. I want to try and get at least one of these made. Now it's, okay, I have to make this and I have to make it this way. So let's do it this time, this way, this way. And okay, I didn't like how it went that way. Let's just do the same exact thing this way instead. And we'll compare them. It just became a thing where it's a medium for me to play with and work out a solution with instead of need to work out a solution to make something with it. It became something that I can pull out and solve, or pull out and work out my thing that I need to work out with the glass, instead of run into something I need to figure out how to work out along,
Okay.
if that makes sense. And that's changed everything. So now I am free to talk to clients and answer questions and talk to what things people, hey, can we make this? Well, yeah, or maybe, but let me do it like this, and we'll get to that in the end. Is how a lot of this has come to pass. While before it was shoot for this, shoot for that, and see what I get.
Got
Now
it.
it's a lot less random. Now it's measuring the volume of color I use, measuring how much money I spent on it. Do I need this or that? Do I like how it acts when I treat it this way? And a lot of that came with hours and hours of production work, to just like hundreds and thousands of hours of production work to do the same exact thing 160 times a day, 6 years in a row, and see how many different ways you can achieve that same outcome along the way, and see which one you like the most. So not everybody has time to do that. So with that under my belt now, it's totally opened up opportunities. I think I still think about it the same way. I struggle to just freely play with it, and illustrate and doodle, and I need to have a prompt. But now I've come to find I can give myself one. So it's come a little bit full circle now that I've become understanding of the material.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it sounds like a perfect way to now accept commissions when you have them, because you're so
Yeah.
knowledgeable with the material and how things react.
Yeah, exactly. But also wakes me up to knowing that there's so much more to learn. I teach a lot of classes, but I long for the opportunity to, like, one little opportunity every year or so, I get to jump back into another class as a student. It really, the class is changing insanely with the time that we're in, the way that we have to use it, the facilities we use it in, the way we have to pay for it, fund it, power it, burn it, heat it up. It all is really going a different way. So learning the material is one thing, learning how to use it in a different situation is another. So it never stops.
Right, right. And you mentioned previously, you went to Pilchuck recently? Is that over the
Yeah,
summer?
yeah. I was just up there. Pilchuck Glass School is in Stanwood, Washington. It's just north of Seattle. So I went there for the first time with my dad, and like it was a turning point for me. I was the only one there with their dad, first of all, and but that was cool. We're friends. We're cool. It's fun. But then it also was like, I'm not sure if I want to do this. This was okay. Come try it. Come see the glass community. And it's like an adult summer camp, a wonderland of just glass this, glass that, this glass, that glass. Hey, you have an idea? I have an idea. Let's do this. Let's do that. And it changed everything for me. I was never the same after that. So since then, I've gone back every year, shy of the pandemic, and to be a student, to help assist a class, or to teach a class. And then to go back again after teaching and thinking oh cool, I've leveled up and done this stuff and worked with all these people. Well, my favorite time there is as a student. So going back then, and I'll be presenting opportunities and ideas for my next class I'll teach there, ideally solo class of my own, or something of the line, something more official, but that'll be in 24, 25, 2025. But until then, I'm absolutely going to go be a student there again. And it's just full immersion, being able to dive in and for 8 hours a day work with the material. When you're done working with the material, designing around what you're going to do the next day, and then going to watch other people work on a demonstration or work on what they've been working on for the time that they're there. And it's 3 weeks. And you get like one or 2 days off. And Carl told my dad and I about it, and that was exactly what sent us up there and changed everything for me. And now I hope to take part in how it changes everything for everybody else.
Hmm. And so from Pennsylvania, or how did you all end up in Monterey?
My dad's family, for sure.
Oh, okay.
My dad was born in LA and grew up in LA, West Coast, aside from the Navy.
Got it.
He, all of our family was out west. I took up the opportunity to transfer from Savannah College of Art and Design and some classes in Philadelphia to California College of the Arts in San Francisco. And then that meant, okay, well, where's your little brother going to go to school? And he went to Cal Poly. And my mom and dad say, well, you left us behind. Here we come. We're coming to California. Everybody's in California now. My dad's family, and they've all moved to Monterey. We're in Monterey. My girlfriend, everybody.
Nice. That's great. So you met Carl then in a class through with your dad, or
I met Carl. The even smaller world in this was that Carl lived around the corner, like in my neighborhood. Literally the direct same subdivision. He was around the corner and a few houses down. So he and my dad became friends. He was working there, taking the class, and taking the class. And then Carl would suggest to, hey, why don't you just come work with a little more in different ways? And I don't know. He was blowing glass, having flow slots, taking the class, helping with the class in every sort of way. To the point where I would go over there and just sit around and hang too with all the dogs and all the food. So it was a pretty awesome environment. But I knew Carl from in our neighborhood, and I would see he and his partner with their old Dalmatian. I don't remember what its name was, but it was a long time. So then they became a friend and then a teacher, and now I hope he'll come out and visit us in the hot shop we have here because I have some.
well, I'm sure now that he's retired, he should have some time to do that.
Yeah.
Do you have any lasting memories of Carl as a human or a teacher, neighbor?
I mean, I remember when they've been over to our house. I remember them walking through the neighborhood. A big thing to me, though, the biggest thing that sticks with me is, I mean, I have Glassy made in one of our bathrooms. I still see a lot of him, but one of the biggest things I think about all the time is his interest in both the design and the blending of this material with design elements, and that was an inspiration to me when I was about to give up all sorts of art in all and do biology and not know what I wanted to do and whatever. And among talking to him and a couple other people who helped me understand what industrial design was and what that could mean and how I could do more with the like scratch the itch I'm having to do something with my hands, how I can do that and still feel like I'm moving in that direction that's calling to me, and that sticks with me big time. That's the background he had. It's the background I could have, and I can do something with it if I want to. And that's pretty much what stuck with me. So I really long to show off to him everything he's inspired me to do. He was the first one to do that.
Right. Well, real quick then, can you give us a I don't know how difficult it is to do a real quick walk around.
Not difficult at all. I've got you on a tablet here. So let's see. Yes. And now, if I can, that's the one thing I don't know how to do. How do I flip the camera around so it looks out of my front camera?
You might have to just physically do it, I guess.
I don't know, but I'm just going to. Oh, all right. Pause the recording. Something just happened. I'm gonna leave it this way.
Okay.
Not all the mess I was doing. So here we have I will start at the front. We have the hot shop. That's Anthony working on some chandelier parts over there. And we're right up on the road. This is Elton. And in the shop, we have the downstairs area, which is we're on the first floor. We have basically a showroom, not as much a gallery. It's some artwork from different artists that have come in, different production we've made or make for different clients, different ideas we're playing with. These are for an event we're on the day in between double back-to-back corporate events, and they've all requested paperweights and ornaments. So that's what we have here. And then just some different work we've made for different demonstrations and collections.
Very nice.
These cherries, I'm making some bigger cherries. I want to send you guys some, and some lighting we're playing with. We have a lot of different, we work with kiln stuff and blown stuff. So hot glass and warm glass, lighting and functional wares, installation work, and gallery work. Lots of goblets. I really like the Venetian technical aspect of this stuff. It's taught me a lot. Couldn't do a really good large bottle until I did a really good tiny Evolio. So that to all the glass blowers.
Wow.
We've got a kitchen and all the usual. This is Anthony in the hot shop. And in the back is our warm shop. Big kilns, small kilns, sandblaster, and our cold shop in this dark little room here. So we try and squeeze everything onto this first floor, and then up the stairs, and in this little room here, we assemble everything, let everything hang out. All of our technical tools, lighting, wiring, everything like that. If we go up the stairs, we'll see what's happening. We have where we do our designing, our meeting, our hangouts. This camera really makes it look small. The living room over here. And in the back, any molds, tools, gets cut on the CNC, prototypes out of foam, graphite and wood molds. We cut them on the CNC here. And work makes its way from downstairs to upstairs and rests on their shelves while we work with it, see what's gonna happen next. I think my dad's here. This is
Hi.
Clifford.
Hey Clifford, how you doing?
Good, good. How are you
I'm
doing?
here in my office.
Yeah, I took it over to do some Zoom calls.
Sounds good. Well, I look forward to seeing what you send us for the show.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We were just talking about it this morning. I think it's really nice that you're doing this for Carl. I think it's great, really terrific. And I'll video a little bit of a message that I would love to have. I mean, fundamentally, Carl and the program there has really changed my life. This Monterey Glassworks wouldn't exist. It's opened up an entire art world for me, not just glass, and now oil paint and all other kinds of things. Like none of that would have existed without what Carl did for me. So I'm incredibly grateful to him.
Awesome. Well, he'll hear that. Wow, that's great. It's a great piece.
Yeah, it's quite the space.
It is. Well, thank you for the tour.
Hope it wasn't too cumbersome on this weird tablet.
No.
Lastly, the last space, the work in progress. It's all a work in progress, but this is our 2B gallery.
Oh, wow.
So we have different, well, it's kind of going to have conference room, chandelier staging area vibes. We will show off different artist work on its way to different galleries. And these are all different artists who have come here for their artists in residency. Aya Oki and George William Bell and Nick Clausen, his work is right here. And it's all large scale work, chandelier staging. And it sits nicely above everything.
Yeah, that looks great.
So it's a good spot to have people at. And I believe that's everything.
All right. Well, thanks again. And I appreciate you taking your time today.
Yeah, of course. I like doing this. This is fun, and we're both, like my dad said, we're really excited.
Awesome.
And it's a good reason for us to get to come over there and see the show.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, I'm going to stop recording for now.